All right, so before I even get into this, I just want to let y'all know that I have a celebrity request. So if y'all want a certain celebrity to get rated, make sure to tell me down below in the description, or you can actually just DM me on Instagram. And I'm not gonna do any face ratings right now, but what I will do is answer any of y'all questions that y'all have, and I can help with anything I need help with. All right. So the man on the screen today I think he goes by the name of Dr. Farzan. I don't even know how to say this man's last name. Honestly, if y'all know how to say it, let me know. I'm not even gonna attempt to try it. But this guy right here, I cannot believe that this guy right here has became famous just for frauding everybody. I remember just scrolling on Instagram one day and I'm seeing like these crazy transformations. Usually on my Instagram pages is mostly like celebrities and stuff like that and trainers, and I'm seeing like this guy getting promoted all the time, and I'm wondering like why, like am I seeing like these women, is it mostly women for the most part, I think like 95% of it is women, that he do these procedures on. And I'm looking at it and I'm seeing the before and after, and I'm thinking to myself that this has to be Photoshop, that this is AI. It's not AI. This is actually real. He calls it like the Picasso technique or whatever. And the transformation is so crazy. And you have a whole bunch of articles talking about it and stuff like that. And he just amassed a huge following, like 500,000, as y'all guys can see. And I should have made this video a long time ago. I just been procrastinating and done a lot of things else, so I haven't really got to it. So I'm kind of like, I feel like I'm like 6 to 7 months behind, but whatever. And just looking at it, it's like in my mind now, obviously he got exposed for because those are edits. Those are, majority of it is Photoshop, by the way. And in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, like, these women are kind of like fooling people because you're thinking that they have really good genetics, but in reality, you're just fooling the mind to think that you look better than what you actually are, or you look younger than what you actually are. So in this video, I'm gonna break down and discuss a couple of things. I also noticed that he doesn't have a legit website. Normally, when you're dealing with a doctor who's performing these type of things, especially in Istanbul, I believe that's what they call it, Istanbul, Turkey or something like that. I think that's like the hub of like, any sort of procedures and plastic surgery and stuff like that. Usually they'll have some sort of website or a place to go to for directions and stuff like that, and have things set up for you, consultations. They might even pay for your flight. And this guy doesn't have any of that. I think he only has like a what's up, and that's it. And I was looking through Reddit, and I'm gonna tell y'all guys some of the things that I've seen through Reddit. And what I've noticed is that this guy right here, he just frauding everybody. I think that this is just a publicity stunt. He just wants to gain a lot of followers. Do I think that some of these procedures are real? In my honest opinion, I kind of do. Some of y'all might disagree, but I feel like he's just trying to make himself bigger than what he is. Even on Reddit too, like what I've seen, there were some doctors that were claiming that he doesn't even have a license and he's doing these procedures, or maybe faking these procedures. But yeah, just it kind of caught me by the eye when I was looking through Instagram and seeing these crazy transformations out of nowhere. Usually when people get these sort of procedures done, they don't look like a 4 and then now they're an 8. It doesn't work like that. Normally you'll jump up by 1 or 2 points, really at most really just 1 point. And a lot of these girls' transformations just look insane. So we're gonna go through some of these Reddits, and I'm gonna just read through it and see what other people think. But I just wanted to share my opinion with y'all. All right, so I'm gonna just like read off a little bit of things that I've seen from Reddit, and the only reason why I'm doing this is because either they probably experienced something that a service that they didn't really get. And sometimes with Reddit it can be a little bit biased, I will admit that, but I'm seeing the constantly same things. Like a lot of their opinions are pretty much the same things. So if there's a pattern, that means there's a problem. So the first one is somebody who posted 7 months ago. They go by the name of Parallel. They said because he's a scam doctor or a sham doctor, like many others who offer special techniques, notice how he only posted heavily edited photos. Notice how he doesn't have actual patients boasting about the results. The biggest tip-off is the lack of any other social media presence and his lofty promises of dramatically reducing a nose without surgery bullshit. Okay, so this person's calling bullshit. I agree with the edited photos, and I do not see people boasting about their results too. So that is another thing that you also got to take into account, is the testimonials. Okay, this person by the name of Melene Vera, they posted 5 months ago. I literally was going through his IG profile. He's a fake, or that name on Instagram is. He is not board certified, and it doesn't even mention a clinic where he supposedly practiced. Plus, to contact him is by WhatsApp ? Laugh my ass off. It's a scam. All the photos on IG page literally uses the TikTok bold glamour filters. Okay, I did not know that they use the bold glamour filters from the TikTok. That is very suspicious right there. So the next one is Glitter Bomb 1 month ago. He's a scammer for sure. Not even a doctor. Just using fake pictures and promises of a miracle. You probably have to contact through WhatsApp. Send pictures as consultations, and then when you book, you pay and get blocked. Okay, I did not know that. I did not know he's blocking people. It seems like this person, Glitter Bomb, probably experienced something to where the promise wasn't really fulfilled, or probably got duped out. And yeah, so when you handling something through WhatsApp, it kind of gives you a little bit of question mark, and you just wonder whether this person is legit or not. I would never ever do business through WhatsApp at all, and that just kind of like suspicious in my opinion. All right, so for the first one we have is this patient right here. I'm gonna go through four different cases to see any noticeable difference. So for the first one, it's kind of obvious, honestly. If y'all haven't seen, her gonial angle is actually pretty lowered. Actually, if you can see right here, is more lowered on the face rather than the gonial angle being right here, where it's actually in line with the lip. So you want your gonian bone, which is where the mandible and the ramus intersects and or meet, and this is where the gonian bone is at, and it's supposed to be actually below the lip line rather than being in line or above. So that is one thing that they did right in order to change her look. And another thing too is her ramus is longer. So usually when you have a longer ramus, that means there's a higher chance of you having an adequate jaw size for your face, meaning that your gonian bone is going to undercut your lip line. All right. Now another one is that her chin projection increased. So as you can see, this will be the mental labial angle right here, and right here is more obtuse. Based off of just looking at it, I'm gonna guess that it's closer to 145 on this one. And then for here, I'm going to say that it's closer to maybe 115, or even as low as maybe 109. But anyway, it's still closer to what is preferred. And obviously you can kind of see that, and usually with the mental labial angle, it should look more closer to like a C rather than just like almost kind of like just a more obtuse arch. But yeah, her chin projects way further in the second photo, which is more ideal. Now I couldn't make any proper measurements or anything like that, because we got to remember that this is a quarter angle, and the way I can tell obviously is because you can kind of see the eyes, or not the eyes, but the eyebrows on the other side of the face too. And you can see her eyelashes as well. And if this was a lateral position or a side view profile, you wouldn't be able to see this other side of her face right there. All right, so this is our second person, and I'm gonna go through some terminologies first so y'all can have a better understanding for the ones that don't know. So the first one is lip fillers. So lip fillers are shots to make your lips look bigger and more defined. They use hyaluronic acid, something your body already makes. Fillers add volume, smooths outlines, and are safe, easy way to get fuller lips without having surgery. And then the second terminology that I need y'all to know is the buccal fat removal. Is a cosmetic surgery that removes fat from the lower cheeks to create a slimmer, more defined face. A surgeon makes a small cut inside the mouth to take out the fat, which helps highlight the cheekbones and jawline. The results are permanent, though major weight changes can still affect the facial appearance. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is the mole removal. So I don't know if y'all see right here, but she does have some molage right here. And it's a little bit sprinkled in with the acne, I believe. But obviously you can kind of see that her face completely is clear. So I just wanted to point that out. And then the second thing is the lip fillers, like I talked about before. The overall size of her lips have changed. It literally got like twice the size. Now, I'm not a fan of lip fillers at all. I know some people are. But one thing that I will say is your lower lip cannot be smaller than your upper lip. That is a huge flaw. And here is almost like the same size. That's the part that I don't understand why people would do that, make their lips the same size. I don't know who put that or made that even popular. Your lower lip is actually supposed to be naturally bigger than your upper lip for the most part. So when you see something like this, I mean, this is pretty obvious. Like even from I won't say that she's European, but she does have some European ancestry in her. But obviously she could be Middle Eastern, which, you know, Istanbul, Turkey is. So, but still, this lip size is completely unproportional in my opinion, but that's what she wanted. And then you got the Botox lift, or the Botox brow lift. So, as you can see now, where the brow lift comes in, and this one is not an actual lift, it is to relax the muscles. So what happens is they inject this part of the brow, and after that, within a couple of days, sometimes it depends on the person, that area goes lower than the actual brow bone. So her brow bone is right here in the middle, but now her brow, this is the same brow bone, is right over here. So it kind of gotten lowered. Let me just take this off real quick. So the brow bone is right over here, and her brow bone, where it used to be, or where it still is, I mean, is still right here. But the actual eyebrows, or especially when we talk about the inner eyebrows, has lowered down and decreased in height. All right. So usually when I do like face ratings and I show you the facial thirds, for like the third or the upper third, usually will start at the brow bone and end at the hairline, right where the hairline starts. And with this right here, this top third will never change, because this is just skull and just up to your hairline, skull up to your hairline. But what did change is the lowering of the brow bone, or the lowering of the eyebrows. So having your eyebrows to be lowered actually makes your face more Model X appearance. It gives you that model appearance, and it makes your face look more aggressive, as you can clearly see. And obviously you kind of want to have that I won't say it's like a masculine look, because her eyebrows are not too low, but it's getting somewhat closer to that. Especially if you're a woman, you don't want your eyebrows to be too close to the eye line, which the eye line kind of starts right here where both of the eyes are at. All right. And then also her inner canthus is probably photoshopped. So obviously this right here could be photoshopped, because if you can closely see, I might zoom in, but her intermedial canthal tilt is actually tilted down in the second photo, and in this one right here, it is not tilted down. It is just straight. So the reason why I'm pointing that out is because this guy says he doesn't do any surgical procedures. So there's no way in the world her medial canthus is going to point downwards in the second one, but in the first picture, it doesn't point downwards. So I have a feeling that he probably photoshopped that part, if anything. All right, so time to go to the third one. All right, so this is our third person. So I'm gonna go through some more terminologies. So for the Cabela is a shot that helps get rid of the double chin by breaking down fat underneath the skin. It uses a substance your body naturally makes to absorb the fat. Once injected, it destroys fat cells for good, and your body clears them out, giving you a slimmer jawline. The second thing is the chin fillers. Is a quick non-surgical injection that adds shape and definition to your chin and jawline. It can make your face look more balanced and your jaw stronger. Results show up right away and usually last 6 to 12 months. There's little downtime, just some swelling and bruising for a few days. The third one is the jaw fillers. It's a non-surgical injection that adds definition to the jaw and chin, giving a lower face a more sculpted and balanced look. It uses firm bone-like filler to enhance structure, slim the jawline, and create a sharper face to neck contrast. It can also reduce the look of jewels or a double chin. And then the last one is the nose thread, or a nose thread. I'm gonna also add a video clip so y'all can see exactly what I'm talking about. If y'all don't like the blood or just the look of it, make sure to close your eyes, because some of y'all might not like it, but just take a look at it real quick.
So what we're also doing here is we're also elevating the tip. An ideal elevation angle for a man is 90 to 95 degrees. For a woman, it's 95 to 105 degrees. Now, of course, these are just, guidelines and rules. Of course, there's exceptions. A man could sometimes benefit from having a more elevated tip, and a woman could benefit from having a more straighter tip. So really, it just depends on the person, depends on the face. We all have different faces. We're not meant to look like everybody else. That's just not how it works.
All right, so for a nose thread, it lifts. It's a quick non-surgical treatment that uses dissolvable PDO threads to lift and shape the nose. So after numbing cream is applied, the thread are inserted along the nose or the nasal bridge and tipped to add the height, definition, and structure. The thread acts as support while also boosting collagen, leading to a natural looking result that lasts to 6 to 8 months. It can lift a droopy tip, define the bridge, and smooth bumps, all with minimum downtime and no surgery. All right, so the video that y'all saw there, he goes by the name of Pretty Boy Floyd. I know if y'all search it up on YouTube, you're not gonna actually see his channel. Y'all gonna see Mayweather. So instead of just searching Pretty Boy Floyd, type in his name, Pretty Boy Floyd, all in one, no spaces, and then just filter it out by putting only channels. But like the filter on YouTube, just make sure to put only channels so you can see his channel. He does some great stuff. He's also very educational in all of these things, and he literally went and sculpted out his face just like how these people are doing. So that's somebody who I personally watch. All right, so the first thing that we're going to talk about is the Botox for the double. So she does obviously have the double chin thing going on right here. And the double chin is very noticeable from the front. I don't know if people really notice that. Like if you're talking to somebody with a lot of submental fat underneath the neck region, primarily, you will see that double chin. And it also can look like it can increase the chin's height. So like when I rate celebrities sometimes, especially when I'm rating a celebrity who has higher body fat, sometimes it can kind of confuse me because that loose skin underneath the chin can add to that chin height, but that's not actually the actual person's chin. So it can kind of confuse me. I do have some names in mind, but I'm not going to really say them out of respect. But yeah, there are a couple of celebrities that do naturally have loose skin or have a higher body fat to where the double chin does expose, just like this person right here in the first pic. All right, so next is the chin filler. So as you can see, obviously right here, if I was to give this a guess, this one looks more tighter. I'll probably give this closer to one, maybe this one looks very acute. I think that she went a little bit too far with the chin. This could be less than 90, honestly, just by looking at this angle right here for the chin. But you do want to have a chin. Now, I wouldn't say it needs to be this chinny or this projected, but in the first picture, she doesn't have a chin at all, and the chin that she does have isn't projected at all. It looks almost just completely recessed, and her lower third is just recessed. I wouldn't be surprised if she does have I don't even say that she does have slight recession. I wouldn't be surprised if she actually had moderate jaw recession. All right, so the next thing is jawline fillers to add more volume. And obviously, as you can see right here, her jaw looks very 3D, extremely 3D. And another thing too is the Botox helped a lot. Now, the filler made the 3D appearance pop, but what the Botox did, it actually helped with this part right here, the sagging of the skin and just the overall fat. So when you take that out, it exposes the whole jaw area, and that is what she really needed. And honestly, just looking at this is just complete day and night. When I see stuff like this, I kind of question if what I'm looking at is even real. Like normally when there's no way this is real. Like stuff like this can kind of play with your mind, and it makes you want to think that this guy has the answer when in reality he doesn't. But I'm gonna get right back to the nose threading. So the nose threading procedural lift. So if you look at this is the nasal labial angle. The nasal labial angle right here. And what you notice is that there is a slight lift of the nose if you look carefully. So the actual nose is lifted slight. So think of like the actual thread being a pulley. It's pulling the nose upward. So the thread is going all the way up from the nasal bridge too. That's why her nasal bridge is even sharper here. Oh my God, I'm bad with my lines. But like this nasal bridge is sharper than this. This nasal bridge, if you look closely, actually kind of slightly has a hump as well. But this one does not have a hump. And another thing too is she does have a more pointier nasal tip. So the actual tip is not bulbous around the end like here. And it gives your face a more angular appearance. And I said that also that the before picture was a witch skull, and the after picture is more of an angel skull. And one of the reasons why I say that is because the angel skull is more angular, it has more angularity. The witch skull has less angularity, is more rounded, is less defined. And this is pretty much what the angel skull and the witch skull is right here. One thing that I will say about the witch skull, I'm not gonna shit on it or anything like that. You will at least see some jaw at least, but for her in the first beginning picture, like, I can't see anything with her jaw angle. So this is why it's very important to also get lower in body fat, so you can see more bone exposure rather than using fillers to enhance that look, and then using Botox and stuff like that to clear everything out. It just really doesn't really make sense to me to do that when you can just go to the gym and just do it the natural way, in my opinion. All right, so this is our fourth person, and I'm gonna go through the terminologies again, and yeah, we're gonna break down what we see. All right, so for the eyebrow threading, is a hair removal method that uses a twist cotton thread to pull out hairs from the root. It's quick, precise, and ideal for shaping brows. Popular in many cultures for centuries, threading is now widely used for its clean finish and minimum skin irritation. The process takes around 10 minutes and leaves the eyebrows looking neat and defined. All right, so for the second one is the crow feet, are fine lines around the eyes that can be treated with dermal fillers, which smooths and plumps the skin. Options like Juveril, collagen, hyaluronic acid offers results lasting from months to 2 years. All right, so I believe it lasts around a year. It's a quick non-surgical fix with minimum downtime and natural looking results. And I also messed up on the name, Juvederm. I have a tough time saying some of these words. So Juvederm, collagen, and hyaluronic acid. That word was giving me just such a tough time. I'm sorry. All right, so for the next one is the rhinoplasty. I know this is everybody's favorite right here. Or the nose job is a surgical change that shapes the size of your nose. People get it to improve the breathing, fix damage or defects, or simply change how their nose looks. And typically is used to change how the person's nose looks. It's not because of any medical condition. So we can clearly take that out of there. It's usually done by plastic surgeons and is tailored to each person's goals and facial features. Like I said before, this guy says that he is doesn't do plastic surgery by any chance of the imagination. So we can clearly say that this right here is probably gonna be photoshopped. All right. So for the first thing that we see is, I wish she wasn't really smiling in the very first photo. It kind of got on my nerves a little bit because it would have been a little bit easier to see the differences. But even though she's smiling, and usually when you smile, your lips get thinner, obviously, because you're stretching the skin. She does have noticeable lip fillers, as you can see right here. I do prefer the second one, in my honest opinion. Having just thin lips doesn't look complete or feel complete. And mostly of the time you'll see this with European people who do tend to have thinner lips on average. And you do not want to have just completely thinned out lips. But like I said again, the top lip versus the bottom lip, same size. Top lip versus the bottom lips is still the same size. I don't get it. One lip's supposed to be more lengthier or in height than the other lip. All right, so for the second thing is the eyebrow threading. So usually, and especially when I rate my subscribers, what I will usually see is they will have thick eyebrows. Now, it's one thing to have thick eyebrows, but normally what I will see is either near the end of it, the end of the brow, or the arch is where it gets very light. And for some people, the inner eyebrow it can get light as well, but the base of the brow will be the darkest areas right here. So what I try to tell my subscribers when I rate their faces is that you want to do the eyebrow threading if you can, and you know, some people do that, and it kind of just gives it this shape to where it just gets straight to the point, to where now for females, they can, you know, pull it off a little bit better because she does have a lot of eyebrows to work with, so she's able to kind of thin it out. So when you thin it out, it doesn't show, you know, the weak spots of the eyebrows, and you can just clearly see that there's no weak areas of the eyebrows. And on top of that, you can also fix the arch to make it more higher, rather than just having a flat arch. You can have an arch that is more tilted and angular, I guess you can say. All right, so the next one is the dermal fillers, reduce the crow's feet. Now for the dermal fillers, this is pretty obvious right here. She does look very young in the second photo. If I was to guess her age in the second photo, I'll probably say she's 30. In the first photo, she looks like she's about to reach the age of 60, just by my guess. And you can clearly see the crow's feet right here, and that is a sign of aging. That is completely normal for anybody, especially when you smile. You can clearly see them even more. If she wasn't smiling, I don't think you would see this much crow's feet. But in this one right here, you don't see anything. You don't see anything. And as what I said with the terminology, the one thing that sticks out to me is that it plumps the fat that's already there. And when it says that, it just fills up the fat, because as you age, that fat kind of like disappears. And if that fat is not there, the skin kind of sags. So it kind of reversed that whole process of the aging. The next thing that we have is the rhino. So obviously, I mean, it's literally the elephant in the room with this whole thing. Don't get me wrong, those other three things that I did talk about did matter. But man, I mean, it's almost like she stole somebody else's nose when looking at this. Just the shape of the nose. I mean, man, like her nose got thinner. The nasal bridge is thinner right here versus the actual width or the base of the nose. And also, you know, saw in a couple of articles, I don't tend to use it, but I heard and seen that the nasal bridge width, like the width of the actual nasal bridge, is supposed to be at least 70% of the actual width of the nose. Now, I'm not gonna really go by any of that because that is the European centric beauty standard, and I know most people are not gonna fulfill that within 70. I even seen as high as 90. That is the only people that might pass it are a few Europeans and a few Middle Easterns. I know blacks and definitely Asians, they're not gonna pass stuff like that. That is just, I just had to just remove that completely. But I did have thoughts about maybe should I use that as a measuring tool, but no, that most people are not going to pass it. Even now, I'm not going to pass it, not even close. But yeah, before I got distracted, the middle of her nose completely fixed, less bulbous, more upturned, as you can clearly see, because and you could tell if a nose is upturned or not, because you can see more of the philtrum. So this area is the philtrum right here, as you can see. And this area, the shape is different of the philtrum, as you can see, because the nasal tip, since it's very bulbous and heavy, it's actually sagging down. So you only see this part of the philtrum, rather than in the first picture, you see more of the philtrum rather than less of the philtrum, because her nasal tip is in the way, literally. But yeah, that's it. I mean, what else can I really say about this? And oh yeah, I don't want to forget too, the neck area as well. You can kind of see it a little bit more, and you can kind of see the jaw too is a little bit more defined. So they added some Botox around that area too, to make it more youthful, give it that youthful look appearance too. I just had to point that out. But I wish I had a side view profile of this. It would be more easy to kind of like break it down. I feel like the side view will kind of show more of what really did happen. But yeah, so hopefully y'all enjoy. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. I hope that this video is not too long for any of y'all, and make sure to put down, like I said again, put down what y'all want to see next. And also the celebrity request. If y'all want me to do a certain celebrity, it cannot be a white woman and it cannot be a black woman. I'm done with all those. I'm doing other people, so men and women, but from different ethnicities. And hopefully y'all can be able to give me some more suggestions on who I should rate next. All right, peace.